history for model of the house.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Okay, welcome
Never seen that before.
to the planning board meeting and of the Village of Rye Brook. Let us now rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Welcome again, all those in the audience and all those in TV land, the one or two people that are out there. My name is Rob Goodman. I'm chair of the planning board. Also in attendance tonight are my colleagues Kevin Branch, John Gerzan, I think Scott Mendelson. I think he's supposed to come, but you know, we're not going to wait. Amy Schoen, Ed Teig is absent for today, and Lenny Vaisman. Also in attendance is our liaison from the Board of Trustees, David Heiser. We're there. Our village attorney, Jennifer Gray, our superintendent of public works, Michael Nowak, and our village planning consultant from Hardesty and Hanover, Sarah Brown. Our board secretary, who is not here but is always behind the scenes to make us look good, is Tara Orlando, who does everything behind, all the logistics to get us here and get us organized. Just as a reminder, silence all cell phones and other accoutrements that could disrupt things. And just to professionals, our board rules are on the village website. The village website also contains streaming video of our past meetings, our agendas, and all the documentation relating to all of our applications. We do not have any minutes tonight, but we have one application, 15 Lock Lane, and why don't you give us a summary of what the project is?
Good evening, Chair and members of the Planning Board and
That
Village
microphone
staff.
is not on.
Yeah, is your mic on, by the way?
Can't hear you.
Hello?
It's not.
No,
Okay,
none of them are.
I have to... Okay, is this better?
Okay.
Great. Okay, good evening, everyone. My name is Jessica Zalin. I am an attorney with the law firm of Cuddy and Vader, LLP. I'm here tonight appearing on behalf of the applicants, Jonathan and Viktorya Steiner. I am joined tonight by Matthew Oscar, the project architect, as well as Nick Shariah of Hudson Engineering and Consulting PC, the project engineer, and Bill Kenny of William Kenny Associates, the wetlands consultant for this project. Unfortunately, the applicant wasn't able to be here tonight, but I hope you can, and that we are able to answer any and all questions that this board may have about the project as we move through the review of the application. So we are here tonight in connection with the filed application for site plan approval for the applicant's proposed addition to his existing residence and the installation of a proposed new swimming pool on the property with other associated site improvements. The property is located at 15 Lock Lane within the village of Rye Brook. It is approximately 25,523 square feet, located on the north side of Lock Lane, approximately 700 feet from King Street, and it's classified in the village's R25 one-family residential zoning district. It's currently developed with an existing single-family residence. There's also a wooden deck located at the back of that structure, a garden patio area within the rear yard, and a paved asphalt driveway, some flagstone walkways, and other lawn and landscaped areas throughout the property. I'll just give a brief overview of the proposed design, and then I'll ask each of the professionals that have joined me here tonight to walk you through their plans in detail. The applicants propose a small addition to the northwestern corner of the residence, which will include some area added to the first floor of extending the living room of the residence, essentially, and then an additional portion of the extension will be on the second floor of the residence, extending the primary bedroom area. The applicants will also be replacing the existing wood deck at the property. It will be replaced with a new wood deck that corresponds in size and shape to the dimensions of the proposed residential addition. In addition, the applicant is proposing to install a new swimming pool with a jacuzzi in a patio area within the rear yard of the premises. That'll be behind the rear deck, and I will just quickly scoot down to this proposed first floor and rear yard plan so you can see what I'm talking about. The pool and patio area will be within the rear yard of the premises. The applicant also proposes a cabana area for some outdoor entertaining. There'll be an outdoor shower in that area, and we're proposing a decorative trellis within the rear yard to kind of mark the area of that is going to be occupied by these structures and kind of add a nice cap to the pool area. The project will also include some new stormwater management infrastructure and wetland buffer area mitigation. The property itself is not within a wetland, but it is located adjacent to a property that has some small wetlands on it or water courses on it, and therefore we are within a buffer area for a portion of the property. But I won't go too far into detail there. Before I go down this pathway further, I'll just ask the project team to come up and walk you through their plans. We'll start with Matthew. If you could join us.
Chairman,
Yes.
I'd like to raise the question right at the outset. Why is this application before the board? Is it just because of the wetland buffer, or is there anything else? Michael?
Well, we have authority over the wetlands.
I'm aware of it.
application.
Is there anything else that we need to focus on other than wetland?
Wetland buffer, it's within a floodplain.
Right.
I typed up a review memo, which everybody was copied on.
I
So
saw
there's a
that, yeah.
multitude of items
Yes.
that trigger a planning board.
So what triggered the planning board review was the wetland issues?
Correct.
Thank you.
So Matthew.
I'm not sure if the expansion is over 50% of the floor area. That I don't believe was a trigger in this case.
Right. I think it was a wetland.
Impervious surface is not also.
No, on the gross floor
Yeah,
area.
yeah, okay.
But,
No, I think it was a
but
wetland.
but it's definitely wetland.
All right, thank you.
Okay,
Nice structure.
doesn't help us at all.
I hope you're not setting a new precedence.
What's that?
That may be a precedent setter.
That's nice.
Say it again, Mike. I'm dead here. Say it again.
Yeah, that makes two of us. I hope you're not setting the precedence of how the 3D model.
Models.
Yes, yes, yes.
People love models. It makes
I
you
do
feel like
too.
a child, and you want to even play like a playhouse.
Yes, looks beautiful.
So Matthew, I think they'll want you to speak into the microphone, but I can point to any areas on the model as you go. Here. Oh, you're getting a new one.
But again, anyway.
Batteries. Why don't you use that one? I'll go get batteries.
Here, come over here, and I can point to any areas of the model while you tell me where to go.
Check my voice. Okay, so we get on the microphone.
This is, I was gonna point to things while you were talking, but, so I needed my laser pointer. But this is confusing because I'm pointing over there. But either way, it's an extension, it's a living room extension, which was the main,
It's turned kind of the wrong way.
Yeah. So it's extended.
Thank you.
It's
So,
the outdoor deck area.
Right, so everything is, the house ended here,
Right.
and
beyond is going to be.
so we're building over what was the existing deck.
Right.
And you've got, the whole idea was like this curved shape to focus on the garden. And, because we didn't want to change that existing garden. And that they wanted the pool and.
Can't hear you, sorry.
Yeah.
So,
Is there anything under, is that an open space under the deck? Is that to be opened, or?
The deck, is there anything that you're proposing underneath the deck?
no, it's just cross space. Here, I'm going to make this easier like this. Take this over here, me and the microphone. All right.
so this is all crawl space, just some storage under the deck. And the living room got extended, there's a little kitchen nook over here. it's about the same square footage that they already had with their deck. And then a small area above that extension is expanding the bedroom. My client is about 6'6", and I told his wife that he needs room to grow because, and so now they got a nice size bedroom sitting area, and then the space in the living room is close to about 10 feet and even higher. So then we made the deck above that, so you have to step up to the deck, just to make my life more difficult in order to detail these things. And then there's a little gazebo sitting area up there by the deck, and so that I have like two turrets that are kind of matching kind of a theatrical feel to the thing. And
What's the height of the...
the height's matching
roof line
the
and-
existing height of the house. So,
Navigate through the plans.
What's that?
I can go through the plans, so we're at an elevation sheet, so we can demonstrate that a little more.
right.
Is it in? Here we go. Here's our elevation detail.
So if you're looking at that west elevation, the scale is being maintained in terms of what the existing house was. I mean, as an architect, what I'm always trying to do is make the house look like that's how it existed to begin with. And besides to try to make you look twice. Other than that, then you're into the site plan and getting everything to work with, that whole easement area kind of made it tight to work all these spaces in the existing site plan, and I think we came up with a comfortable, a reasonable proportions to fit the pool in, to have enough space around the pool, and to create this cabana, which is, there's an elevation A7.
The cabana is proposed just for some outdoor entertaining space within the pool area, essentially just amenities to support the pool.
Where
And the
is
idea
the pool
behind that is to
equipment
make
going?
it kind of like a gem on
Pool
the site as
equipment.
a feature.
So our
Component.
pool equipment is proposed to be located,
I just want to know where the equipment is
Yep.
going to go.
It's located
working on it.
over here on the west side.
Is it on your,
And
okay,
it'll
so
be fenced off with
Can you
shrubs
point
and
to it?
things like that.
it's going to be over here.
How far is that from the neighbor's property, the nearest neighbor's property?
It's 25 feet plus minus 6, so it's 19
And
feet.
are you planning, you're going to screen that, right?
That's what all the shrubs
Thank
are.
you.
Right,
and
okay.
it's like an acoustical fence over the client was...
Can you go a little more into cabana? Gosh, that looks like another home.
It's not quite that elaborate. I'll pull up a
When you
better
say
drawing for you.
entertainment, that right away rings the bell in my head in terms of noise.
I can appreciate that. I think what it is, I mean, it is, this is a whole masonry wall. This is a whole masonry wall along here, so it's like any sound that's going to be coming from here would either be going in that direction towards the existing house or towards the pool. But it's not, I mean, it's basically to watch a football game or some sports event
Yeah.
and to sit, at this bar over here and do a little barbecue.
Right, they're proposing some outdoor dining in that area for just, the residents and their guests. They're not proposing a formal
Outdoor kitchen, bar.
kitchenette, I would say, and some outdoor seating. As well as an outdoor shower, which we can touch on.
And the fireplace, and it's like an outdoor small living room.
It's almost like a second home on the site.
I would call it a man cave, the way it's,
Pretty big cave.
it's
Well,
the current, it's the current
Does it have a kitchen
fad.
inside?
Excuse me?
so it's it's an outdoor structure,
It's an outdoor
correct?
kitchen, the type of kitchen that you'd see on a...
You have no
Outdoor
kitchen
wood deck.
facility inside?
It's not an enclosed structure.
Okay.
Explain how many of the walls are open, maybe.
Yeah. It is all open with, we're entertaining the possibility of maybe putting some screens down in the winter, but we haven't gotten to that. At
It's
this
basically
point,
open on 3 sides?
right now, it is opened on 3 sides.
Yes,
Open.
so
Open on 3 sides.
the side, the far side,
I have another model of this in
I
my
would,
car.
that's the one I like to
Except I
see.
didn't
yes.
want to distract everyone from the trials and tribulations that I go through as an earlier design, and then it changed and it changed. But the cabana pretty much remained the same.
So, Michael, when I look at the zoning compliance page,
Are you able to go to the elevation of that?
It's 7 is the elevation.
sure.
That might help the board.
Yep.
Thank you. And if you could zoom out a little bit.
If you want, I'll bring in the other model, but I want to,
Michael,
Michael already saw it.
It's right there.
Well, so the other model, excuse me.
may I just ask a question? I think in the zoning compliance table, it shows that they're having like 600 square feet of additional space. That does not include the area of the cabana, does it?
Under the code, I believe accessory structures got to be closer than, have to be 12 feet or closer to count towards the gross floor area. It counts towards the total impervious on site, but as far as gross floor area, it doesn't count
Does
because
not
it's
count.
further than 12 feet
So
away.
it's almost like a separate structure?
Like an individual structure.
Okay.
Yeah, their accessory building coverage, they're allowed to have 3.5, and they're proposing 1.85%.
Oh, yeah, I remember that. But that did not include the square footage of the cabana, okay?
The square footage that we're adding to the residence is that around 600 number
Yes,
that you
I
referenced,
wanted to
yes.
clarify that, yes.
Yes, so you can see in this elevation that there's people, you can see right into that cabana structure. So right here, there's people kind of sitting outside at an outdoor bar area. Somebody's behind the counter, maybe getting them a drink. It's really just accessory to the pool area to support the entertaining and the entertainment of the residents.
So what's the area of the cabana?
Of the cabana,
This one is
so
only-
we have, it's about 25 by, well, this is a little bit irregular. I know we had it identified
It's on that zoning.
on the zoning table.
It says what the square footage-
Let's find that.
On the T1 drawing.
Okay, we're on our way. Okay. So,
Yeah, I think it's in the application.
yep.
Just impose like accessory building. It's allowed to be 1.85.
It's allowed to be 3.5%.
3.5, and I'm at 1.85, so I'm well within.
Yes,
Well, I'm just thinking about the impervious surface that it adds.
That's part of it.
so the impervious surface coverage at the property is also obviously being increased by the addition of these structures, but there is a column in this table that deals with the total impervious surface coverage, where a total of 7,885.52 square feet are permitted. We are proposing 7,800, I think there's just an extra 847. We're off, just a typo.
Which is mostly because we're trying to get as much patio space, and that was around the pool.
So, yeah, so
So it's not actually buildings, it's basically just a contract.
So it's about 40 square feet below the requirement, so it's compliant with code.
Would you, I guess you have your landscape architect here?
We do, we have,
What I'm interested in is the what you plan to do as far as mitigation is concerned with the wetland,
Sure.
and also delineations of floodplains and the wetlands as well.
Okay.
The floodplain and floodway issue is a very serious issue.
Yes.
And I think you have received some correspondence from our Superintendent of Public Works, Michael,
We have.
about what the requirements are if those structures are being built in those areas. And if it's in a floodway, we may have a serious discussion about having to amend some of the expectations.
Understood.
So, but at this stage, I think everyone wants to get on the same page as to exactly what the delineations are.
Sure. Would you like to hear from our engineer first or from our wetland consultant first? We can
Why
go
don't we cut to
through.
the chase, because that,
Yeah.
everything that you've explained is, I mean, you know, it's a very well-done plan as far as what you're planning to add to the home itself, to the building. It's these accessory structures
Right.
out there that give me concern.
Understood. And we-
I want to get to hit those areas.
Yes. We do plan to respond formally in writing to all of the comments that we received from the superintendent before the supplemental submission deadline for this board's next meeting.
Okay.
That being said, we have some preliminary thoughts and an initial plan that we'd like to share with you all. So, Nick, would you like to join us? Yep. This is you.
Good evening, Nick Soraya with Hudson Engineering. Whoops, 1 second. I think I lost it here.
Close out of,
Is that one?
I think we closed out of the internet. I'll get it back.
Okay.
No?
There it is.
We want to.
There it is.
Yep.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Sorry about that, technical difficulties. Yes, so as you can see, most of the development is within that buffer area and within the 100-year and 500-year floodplain. It's marked on our plans here.
Yeah, can you just show, I don't know whether you can just, I don't know, with your finger, just show us the area
Sorry.
that is being affected?
Okay, sorry about that. This kind of shows it a little bit clearer.
Yeah.
These lines represent the 100 and 500, sorry, the 100-year and 500-year floodplain. So most of the accessory structures, the cabana, the pool are squarely in it, that we cannot avoid. I was looking through the FEMA maps today, and the base flood elevation in those properties is between 136 and 137. Michael had made the point that we should get our topo updated so we can confirm exactly, you know, if we'll be above that flood elevation, or if there's something we'll need to do to mitigate any flood storage loss as part of what we're, proposing to do in the backyard here. So we're in the midst of, getting that information and, responding to that very pertinent comment. So I can't give you a firm answer on what it is right now, but we will have that information to respond to and make a plan for
work with our
that.
staff, work with Michael. I mean,
Sure.
We want to help you.
Correct, yep.
This is not an adversarial
Mhm.
proceeding. This is, if we can make an application saying, we will try to do that.
Right.
But we are restricted by state law. As you know, our discretion in dealing with this issue is extremely limited. And so we're going to need to know, we're going to need to come to, some closure on those particular issues.
Absolutely.
Michael, on the issue of the floodway, Is any of the structures impacting that? They're in the floodplain, but if they're in the floodway, that's a serious problem.
Yes, they are impacting it because they're solely within that area. So there's a survey in the file previously noted, and you see the hatched area on this?
Yeah.
That's the floodway.
Yeah.
So basically,
That's the floodway.
anything within that, which is basically from the front edge of the pool back, almost, hypothetically, is within that floodplain. So, once again, we followed the recommendations from FEMA and their guidelines. We are part of the flood insurance program, so we do get reviewed by FEMA from that regards. I did reach out to contacts at FEMA. I sent them the plans for feedback, have not heard from them, but remember, the code is written that stipulates calculations need to be submitted that no increase in flood elevation shall be a result. And it stipulates no increase. You know, it's not like 10%, it's
Right.
no.
There's
So,
right.
you know, that's calculations that Hudson Engineering is going to do. I've been in touch with them, I've spoken with the client's attorney, there's open channels here, we spoke this afternoon even about stuff. So, that's all flowing, they just need time to do it, but the board needs to think about it. Remember, Hurricane Ida, Sandy, Lee, Riley, Quinn.
Yeah.
You know, these storms, you're going to, not you, but things are going to be placed in that area that are going to be subjected to loss. And
Right.
in doing such, that violates the NFIP program.
Right.
Where then
Yeah.
there's
Yeah, no,
repercussions to residents from a flood
Yeah,
insurance.
there's a
So-
pretty horrible-
So it's a reciprocal
Yeah,
thing.
no, I got it.
But they're going to do their due diligence, they're going to do their homework. As early as this afternoon, we've talked about it. We've exchanged some maps that were found yesterday that they got, so they're working on it.
Yeah, but what I want to sort of make clear is that it may not be possible to circumnavigate some of this stuff.
Use the mic, Rob?
Yeah. And my suggestion, and I'm only one of whoever is here, I don't speak for anyone, I'm just speaking for myself, but it seems to me that some thought may need to be paid to revising the plans to try to mitigate some of these problems that we're talking about. That may not be consistent with what the applicant wants done, because as homeowners, we want to do what we want to do, but we really may have our hands tied on this in what we can allow. And of course, the reason why you're here is that every project affects everybody else. And we have a major issue with drainage and water here. During Hurricane Ida, which was supposed to be a 500-year storm, it hit, and there were lots of portions of the village, including areas that I think were near your applicant's residence, that were completely underwater. So we do not want to do anything to exacerbate that potential problem, not to mention the regulatory issues that Mike is raising, which is that for us to get support from the federal government in helping to mitigate the issues, and we're part of this program, we can't start approving projects that are in violation of regulations. We don't have that discretion. So that's just, that's just my input, because I don't want you to be expending resources trying to hit square pegs in the round holes.
Yep. Yes, we definitely do understand that. And we've also taken a look at our stormwater approach as well. Being that we are squarely in that floodplain area, we've done exploratory field tests, we've done deep hole testing and percolation testing in the front, which Michael has observed and, record those results. So, and the front of the property, which is not a part of the flood area, is suitable for infiltration. So our stormwater design is to take everything that we're proposing. It might be altered, as you stated before, some stuff might need to be revised, but we are taking the entire house and whatever we're proposing in the back will all be be directed to Caltex in the front. We've, like I said, done all that stuff, so.
I was about to ask,
Yeah.
all the stormwater, the Caltech units, I don't think they can be in wetland buffers.
No, yeah, we've taken a look at that. So like I've actually gone back and taken a look at our design, and everything that we're is accounted for on the site presently. The existing house, all the roof leaders, everything that we're proposing, the cabana, the pool, patio. Even though some of that stuff might change, we do have the capacity and the ability in the front to collect it for the 50-year storm, which is what the village recommends. So we have the capacity to do it. And our next plans will show that. So we'll be squarely out of the floodway and floodplain with the stormwater design.
Stormwater.
Right. And the driveway too, I should add.
Right.
So.
And as far as the wetland buffer and the mitigation of impervious surface, that's sort of the next question, is what sort of mitigation you're proposing. There's a lot of mitigation to be done. If you read our board rules, our preference, it's more than actually a preference. It's a requirement unless we find good cause. Otherwise, to have mitigation done on site. So, and by the way, I know that if things do change, that could change the amount of mitigation that has to be done. So,
Of course.
I'm not holding you to anything.
We have a mitigation plan that we are prepared to present tonight, and I will let Bill take it away.
Too soon?
Too soon.
Yeah.
Okay. And if I could speak briefly.
Yeah, okay. We don't want you to, with the things, because we're sort of in a fluid situation here, we don't want to waste your time.
Sure.
Even though it may seem it's too early, it's important to talk about it because
Right.
the extent of the work means there's a lot of restoration that needs to be done. So it's good for the applicant to hear the feedback and for the board to see, because they may not be able to do it, or they may be able to do it. So
Right.
we need to kind of set that tone now, because it's not fair for them to go back and spin their wheels either.
I agree.
I agree.
Fairly put. So, proceed.
Okay. Good evening. I'm Bill Kenny. I'm the principal of William Kenny Associates from Fairfield, Connecticut. I am both a wetland scientist and a landscape architect. So we started by working on the project to check the property out to see if there were any wetlands on the property. According to your code, we didn't find anything on the property. There is that small pond immediately to the west, and with the culvert coming through the property, a little water course, that stream or ditch that comes off the end of that pipe that goes into that pond. So then you have the buffer that extends from there. And we calculated the amount of new impervious within the buffer area, and that's just under 4,000 square feet. And so we've put together a concept plan at this point, really to show you how much area of new planting, of native planting, would be required. And so it's a very simple drawing. There's green areas, and then there's green areas with a green line hatch, and that line hatch area is the area that we've calculated to be twice the amount of new impervious cover. So all that area would get planted with native plants. We have a preliminary list of what type of plants it might be, but so it's conceptual at this point, and the main objective of the drawing at this point was to show where that area could be and the size of that. So that's...
Right. Have you submitted a landscaping plan yet, or?
This is, it's in the record. It's on your website. Yep.
Okay.
Just to clarify, our initial site plan submission did not include this plan. We subsequently filed the wetlands permit application
I see.
just this
Okay.
past Monday, and it's been added to the record on this application as well. It was linked on your website to be able to access it.
Right,
Here.
right. It may be premature, but Sarah, do you have any comments concerning the proposed landscaping?
We did not have a chance to review this, but I will say, generally, what we do get, we don't just do a general area plan that says it will have these plants in it. We need to know where everything will be planted. And my biggest concern is that I'm assuming some of that area is going to be lawn area, so we want to make sure that it all makes sense.
Yes.
Mr. Kenny, you concluded based on your delineation that there are no wetlands on the site,
On the property itself.
on the
yes.
property. Now, my question is, there is a culvert that, and then there is a pond to the left side, yeah.
Right.
Where is that culvert coming from? Where is the water that's coming through that culvert? Where is that water coming from?
So
Is that the village-owned culvert?
the headwaters that end up in the pond here, which we call Phillips Pond, is actually Upper King Street from Little King's area, Hillendale, all goes down, parallels down King Street, down to Lock Lane, down in back of these houses to this pond. Subsequently, there is a tributary brook that starts from the arbors, comes from the arbors through properties on Hillendale in the area of 50-55 Hillendale, cuts across and comes down and behind houses on Hillendale, down also into this area, and then goes into the pond. So there is mapping that we were able to locate that shows it as village infrastructure. It was designed by Dolph Rothfeld. There are meets and bounds on it as a typical easement would have. We're doing exploratory to find the actual easements and any other documents to support that, because I wasn't here in '95. So, but in theory, it's village infrastructure that's there.
And it's active.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
So we have the water on one side, we have the water on the other side, but this side is dry.
I don't understand your statement.
There is a pond on the left side.
Correct?
The water is coming someplace from the right side, not necessarily the adjacent property,
The culvert extends through the property on the east.
going towards the Little Kings Lane.
So the culvert extends through a box culvert underground. It's a concrete chamber or vault.
Yes.
Okay? And that goes towards houses on King Street, which are a flag lot in like the 780 area of King Street. There's 3 houses, and there's a flag lot. So the pipe comes down King Street, daylights. Yep, that's the map. It actually daylights in back of the houses on Lock Lane, and then goes into an inlet structure, which also picks up the tributary from Hillendale. So there's portions that are piped, then they daylight, and then they go back underground.
Okay,
So they're trying to trace the whole thing.
I got you.
So here's
King.
King Street. So we have a brook that comes down here, right, shown here. Here's the brook. It comes into an inlet structure, okay? And then there's another channel that comes up Hillendale. Okay, so both of these are coming into here and diverging, and then going out to Mrs. Phillips Pond, goes in through the pond, and then in between her house.
Where did this stream continue? It doesn't go this way?
No,
Continue-
no, it goes pipe. This comes here and goes in, and then there's a separate brook that comes down Hillendale, comes in, so both of them converge onto
So
this
this is
head
in effect
And
stream.
Then it
stream
branches
that's,
in 2 ways.
wall.
Channel.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically goes underground, and then there's a few inlets
If
on these
this
properties.
stream was not channeled, then this could conceivably be a wetland.
It would be a brook.
A brook, a wetland,
It would be a flowing brook
a wetland.
with potential wetland, yeah.
Yeah, that was my point.
Yes, yeah, this we just found.
So the
yesterday.
reason that we have this as a dry land right now, because we have a culvert underneath.
Correct.
It basically was not,
It was channelized for
right?
Okay.
whatever purpose back in '95.
And the pond on to the left, is that a village-owned pond, or it's on a private property?
That's on private property and private maintained.
Okay.
We have an easement from the circle at Beechwood, what we call Beechwood Circle. We have a inlet structure there, we have a trash rack, and we have an easement in between 2 houses that is on the outlet side of that pond.
Is there an outlet from the pond going south?
Yes,
There
there's
is
an
a-
outlet with a small dam,
Okay,
a little
all right.
dam.
Any board members have any additional questions?
Nothing to, you know.
Going back to your comment, Mr. Chairman, at the beginning, you know,
Sorry.
Yeah.
you know, it's an initial design, and, you know, I think initially, I don't think there is much issue with the house. I think it's the pool and the cabana. I think you kind of push the envelope as far as you can. And I think that's, if I heard the chairman correctly, you may have to kind of start pulling that
Yes.
envelope a little bit back.
Of course, our team is going to,
Properly?
Yeah, probably.
Thank you.
our team is going to continue looking at the engineering pieces and reviewing and responding to the superintendent's comments, and we will ensure that we are compliant with all of the programs that we've
I mean,
discussed.
work with the village staff, they're really
Sure.
good, they really know what they're doing. I mean, Michael and his team are all over these regulations. There's not a group of people that know more about the Rye Brook and the dynamics here, and also how the regulations on the state and federal level apply. So, you know, don't feel like, you know, you shouldn't submit things to them and get their input, because they will give you input, and that will be really critical to helping manage the project through the board.
Yes, we will certainly be in contact. Yes,
Yeah, we're
we do.
currently talking, that, I will say we're talking more than other applications we have.
Yeah, so
We
we-
have open dialogue, which is great.
Definitely.
I just want also the board to be aware, and the public, that we're very cognizant of this area, okay? And the village currently has a grant for $100,000 to study this circle, I shouldn't say circle, the Beechwood Circle area, Edgewood Drive, Rich Manor Park, along Woodland Drive for flooding, and to see, can we make things more efficient? Are there projects long-term? So we are exploring this area for flooding, for any ways to help the residents, so we're very cognizant of that.
Yeah.
So,
That's fine. I think procedurally, I think it's premature to set a public hearing for this next month. I think we should just have another session
Okay.
where if there are modifications you make or not, you know, that's fine, but you'll have more information to provide us on the, you know,
Yes.
various environmental structures that you're confronting, and that'll help us too. We'll also get more input from the village on how the application is doing, so we'll just have more information. if
Okay.
that makes sense.
So we'll
Michael?
plan to submit supplemental materials in advance of the February meeting, and then hopefully be able to move into a public hearing in March.
Michael, at what point do you refer this to Dolph Engineering as a village consultant?
it already has been.
He has already? Okay, good.
We have the full team on board.
Okay,
Be
great.
the best for you guys.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Nothing but the best.
Okay. All right, okay. We have our marching orders for
Okay.
next month.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
For your presentations, and I love the model, by the way. We have to, we're afraid of making that a requirement. That's just going to create a lot of havoc, but.
I prefer BIM.
Not sure that we should have parking lot meetings, but
But bring the cabana model next time, please.
So I'm just curious, are you a sculptor as well? I mean, seriously?
Like a masquerading artist that,
That's-
survived the architecture.
That's what I can tell.
I'm also writing a spiritual sci-fi book.
All right.
Trying to save the world.
There is connection between all of these things somewhere, but.
It took some doing to make that.
Well, no, I could tell. It was very detailed.
Yes, yes.
It was more than, I mean, you could be an architect, but you don't necessarily are able to put models together like that. So I commend you. It's very good.
It's a lot to be said. But, you survive yourself. Oh, yeah, what I tell people is it's being, like you say, you're physically challenged, mentally challenged, I'm creatively challenged.
Well, there you go.
There you go.
There you go. Well, then they have the right person on the job.
And you have moments like this where people say outrageous things to you. And you're not even a GPT saying crazy stuff to me.
There you go.
Congratulations, you're part of the fan club.
We loved it, okay?
I will leave it to you guys in the lobby. And I'll quote it.
Sign it, though.
Take
You never
care.
know. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Motion second to close the public,
Yeah,
motion second
yeah,
to close the meeting?
Yeah, we don't have any other applications.
Move.
Any other?
Move.
All right, I'm overdone. Motion, second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you.